everyone, this is my first trading day here in New York City. I got in here last night, and today, Monday, we traded. I am gonna be doing some trading on my own here in my own hotel room, and also in a couple of days later, I'm gonna be trading in a group with my Humble Trader community members in person in a workspace here in New York. So this is part of our Humble Trader meetup. It's gonna be a lot of fun, so I'm really looking forward to it. Now I want to do some trading review on some of the trades I did on the day here today in this hotel room in this exact setup. So before I start talking about all the tickers, I just want to say that I actually dislike travel trading. I think it's tons of work to carry all of these monitors. I have 2 laptops, 2 USB monitors. It's so much hassle to bring them. I was lucky enough that this hotel had an Ethernet cable outlet, and I tested the speed. It was actually pretty fast, pretty decent. So I definitely lucked out there, but it's not always that you have fast internet or Ethernet cable in your Airbnbs or in your hotel rooms. I think on the Wi-Fi connection, I tested it, it was only about like 5 megabytes per second, which is extremely slow. I mean, we're talking about like dial boxes in like the early 2000s there, okay? So that's not gonna cut it, and there's no way I can trade 5 megabytes per second. Anyways, so let's talk about some trades I did today. Whenever I'm doing travel trading, I like to keep things light. So first of all, I definitely cut my size. So if, let's say, regularly I trade 1,000 shares, if I'm travel trading, I trade at 300, 400, up to 500 shares, if that's the case. So I definitely cut size today, and also, not making excuses, but I did okay today. But I slept only 3 hours last night, so it's definitely not in a good mood this morning. So let's start with the loser on the day first. PDD and Alibaba. Alibaba, I did okay on the short side. However, I definitely lost on the long side. PDD is one where I'm looking to long the stock, and I had some decent entries. You can see I've traded on the 5 minute. I was trying some decent entries, but the stock just had a lot of trouble breaking out. And I definitely got chopped up a little bit. I mean, this thing went from 55 to 58 within the first 5 minutes. When I'm trying to scaling on these dips to get long, I definitely got chopped up. I longed all these pullbacks here, so they were decent. Got stopped out here, some near the bottom. I still held some, sold into VWAP and added back around the 56s. So that gave me some decent average. And I was trying to add here, thinking that we're going to retest higher day. Didn't happen. Got rug pulled. I still, it was holding around 56. So I was holding it, and now around here, it's where I realized the market's kind of selling off the gap, and this thing just not holding. So that's why I had to bail on the long side. This chair really sucks. That's another thing why I hate trading hotels. You get unreliable internet, also unreliable chairs. This one is an solar play. Solar stock was gapping up. This thing sold off the gap pretty much in the morning. That's the reason I didn't long the stock, because it didn't do what PDD and Alibaba did, in which they kind of broke out first and then pulled back into VWAP and then dipped and reclaimed. This one did not do that. This one just literally just dumped at the open, like they dropped it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
Okay, that was unnecessary, I know. But anyways, this thing just dumped. I got in short actually when it broke the key level of $30. Got in shorted $29 down to 28. Decent $1 a share. I re-added some back here, and this is where I had a little scalp on the short side. And later on, this did a similar reclaim setup as the PDD and Alibaba. But at that time, market was kind of dumping, so I didn't really trust this or any stock on the long side. So I didn't get back in on the long side. But that was the idea there. I think everything just sold off the gap today, so that was very unfortunate. AMD, this is more of a scalp play. I was just trading more along the daily levels here around 109s, shorted the open at 108.90s. covered some into 107s, tried to add here and re-added around this lower highs around 108, and I got out over down here around the 107s and over here 107.60s. You can see they did on this thing ripped back to highs and did another false breakout, which we've been seeing a lot, and that's been pretty frustrating that a lot of stocks are not holding the breakout, pretty much rejected the highs, or it broke through the highs for like a couple of, in this case like 50 cents, and reject back down again. So it was purely a short squeeze. This thing dumped from 109 down to 108, 107s, and literally went to 104. So when I'm travel trading, I'm more conservative with my size, with my price target, and how long I'd hold the position. I just don't want any headaches while I'm just away, not in my home setup with more monitors and more screen real estate and faster execution. A couple other ones here. Futu, this one turned out to be just a little short scalp. Futu is this another one of these Chinese stocks, the China names. So this thing did a lot better, even better than PDD and Alibaba at the open. I mean, this thing ripped from $40 all the way to $48. That's $8 a share we're talking about like what, in half an hour? That's crazy. I kind of regret not putting this on my main watch. I had this on my side watches along with other China names. But this one, I haven't traded this all that much before, so I was a little bit disappointed that I missed it, both on the long side, because this is around the area when I was longing, if you recall from earlier, Alibaba and PDD. That was the area I was long. So this one did a lot better, $43 all the way to $48. Now, I missed the long side. However, I did not miss the short side. The short side actually started in around 45s and added some 46.50s. I got out most of it actually on this little scalp because I saw that Alibaba and the market at the time was kind of breaking out to new highs. So I was trying to be more conservative with the short while it's still on the front side. The stock is still uptrending on the 5-minute, as you can see. Broke through 46, ripped to 48. And then I turned around, I was like, okay, this thing's probably going to 50, because if you look at a daily chart, this thing has a lot of upside to the daily 200 SMA area. So that's why I was thinking that, okay, if this thing can break through the higher day successfully through $47, it's probably going all the way to the like cyan line area. So that's what I had in mind. So I left this thing alone, thinking it's either gonna pull back, consolidate for a long, or goes to 50 for a short, which didn't happen. You can see this thing break out to 48 and dumped like it's hot. Dumped it like it's hot. So when it just like dropped, like this is what we just talked about earlier with AMD, right? A false breakout through higher day. This thing went up for $1.50. That's a lot, but immediately dropped all the way back down. So that's where I see that the momentum has shifted. A lot of times after that false breakout is where you see the difference in the price action. This thing just immediately dropped from 47 down to 45, and that's where I got in short, $46. I was a little bit worried that I accidentally got in my regular size, so I had to downsize rather quickly because I don't want to forget that I'm still on a trading setup after all. So this thing went from 46 down to 45, 44, 50s. And with this, since the range is so big, you really don't need that big of a size to kind of hit your conservative goal on the day. So that's what I had in mind. I'd rather be on smaller size, keeping my risk tighter and holding on to that small winner or small runner longer, which didn't really happen. I held as far as from $46 down to 44.40s. That's not bad. And when this thing started reclaiming VWAP 45s, like the rest of the Chinese names, normally I would try to hold it for at least like a 1/3 position, 1/4 for break even around 46. That's what I normally would have done. But since I'm on a travel setup, it's been a very tiring 24 hours. I just didn't want to deal with any potential headache. You can say I left a lot of money on the table, which is definitely true, especially with AMD and a few other stocks that you saw. One last one is a small cap, IMTE. This is one that I remember trading when this thing was like around here, I think. Was it last year or early of 2022? But this is definitely like a more speculative, dilutive stock. So that's why with these names, I'm usually more short biased. This thing I actually heard this from Benzinga Charlie's commentary on, the stock was halted. It wasn't originally on my watch list. So when I heard him say that, I pulled it up, I looked at it, I see halted upside actually from $10 to 11s and to 12s over here, right? So when unhalted, I shorted only, I didn't have a lot of shares to short. I shorted only 500 shares. But on these penny stocks, that's really all you need. 500 shares, that's like a very, very small starter for me. But with these, when this thing immediately rejected the prior day's close area, after they unhold, boom, it went from 12 to 11s and covered some. I even tried to add a little bit down here. Covered some around 1080s, right? We're talking about like a $11.70 average. Cover some 1080s, and then all the rest of it around like the $9 area. So that was that, and I'm happy for my cover too, right? If I'll be honest, if it wasn't for the fact that I'm on a travel trading setup, I would have held a lot more shares and tried to add around this area, $11. Try to write it down even lower to possibly 950s or like $9, $8. But it's because I'm on this trading setup, and my own rule of travel trading is to take things more conservatively with size, price target, everything else. So I'm happy. I basically just got out near the bottom, and this thing went all the way back to where I shorted it in the first place, around $12. So that's just my style. I like to be more conservative when I'm away from my home trading setup, away from my monitor and my fiber optics cable. So I'm actually really happy I did that. So here's kind of just what I did today. You can see a lot of losers I talked about mostly on the long side for PDD and Alibaba, and a lot of profits come from the short side, just because that's kind of like the market sentiment today. A lot of stocks are not holding the gap up, so they're just selling off. So thank you everyone for watching today. Let me know in the comment section below what kind of trading setup do you have, and if you have some similar rules like I have when you are travel trading. I'm hoping to film a lot more content while I'm in New York, so stay tuned and to watch out for even more travel trading content and some special videos regarding my New York trip coming up soon. So if you have any questions regarding my trades or any trading questions in general, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And as always, if you want to see more trading recap videos, make sure to let me know below as well, so I'll keep on making these trading recap videos. Thank you so much for watching. This is Humble Trader coming right at you from New York City, and I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, now that I'm done with the trading video, I can finally do this. Hit my glasses. That was not smart. Okay.